Yes, welcome back to another stream. How are we doing? We got Tal Seif in the chat. We got Glimpse in the chat. Big ups to all the comments from Tal Seif here, by the way. Man City, please get the 3 points. Man City, please get the 3 points first clean sheet. Big ups to you. How you doing, Tal Seif? I'm gonna read through all of those comments now. Big ups to you as well, Glimpse dropping that. So we'll have a look through here now before we crack on with the predicted 11 and whatnot. Tomorrow is a must-win game. Absolutely agree. You know, a lot of questions got to be asked. If it's not, it will be 3 losses in a row. And if we lose this one, I don't see us beating Napoli. I don't see us beating Arsenal. That would be 5 games at the bare minimum winless. So 5 games, no win. That'll be one win in 6. Technically 1 win in 7 if you want to count the Club World Cup. I'm not going to go that far. And it will not be a good look. It will not be. You know, on the club and for Pep. You know, questions are going to start being asked. You know, I've said now that if we don't beat United, concerns have got to be there. You know, we can't ignore it for forever. And this is the game to turn up. Now, the United aren't an unstoppable force of nature right now. Like Tal Seif has pointed out, they lost to Grimsby in League 2. But here we go on to Tal Seif. More comments. We haven't beaten United since Man United since the 23-24 season. But also, crazy stat this. Didn't know this one, so big ups to you, Tal Seif. And we haven't kept a single clean sheet at the Etihad against Man United since 2007. That is ages. That is so long. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. Ridiculous amount of time to not keep a clean sheet against this team. There have been some bad United teams, last season included, and it's almost been 20 years since we kept a clean sheet against them at our own backyard. You know, it's not good. You know, we have to square up here. Big ups to you, This Is City. I am sounding like This Is City right now, says Tal Seif. Well, speak of the devil, Tal Seif, because here is This Is City in the flesh. Pep Guardiola has only won 1 game in his 5 against Amorim. 4 other games he drew and 2 lost. He drew 2 and lost 2 and won 1. It's not great. It's really not great. It's not a great statistic. Now that's not right. If that is right, then that's mental. We literally beat them in that famous 1-0 win. Company goal. True. Still a long time there. Yeah, true. Was that in the Premier League? Maybe it's Premier League only. I can't remember what comp it was. It was that long ago. Gosh. Iconic there. Why did ChatGPT say 2007 then? It's probably... ChatGPT can be a little bit iffy. Tomorrow's is not promised. FIFA. Big ups to you. This is FIFA. 9-0. 11-12 win. Oh, yeah. Yes, it was that. My lord. Yes. I can see it now, mate. Big ups. But anyway, let's crack on with the predicted 11. Big ups everyone tuning in. FIFA, the Tal Seif, This Is City. Let's hop on over to here. Voila. Here we go. So, in goal. Already like a bit of a sticky one for us. Donnarumma or Trafford? Who do you go for? It's a bit odd, isn't it? It's a bit of a weird one to decide because you've got Donnarumma, who is obviously the more experienced choice, and you would probably back to come into a game like this and do well. But then again, he's not been in the squad very long. Maybe he needs a little bit more time to be bedded in before he gets given something like this. And you've got James Trafford, of course, who I still think is still very solid. Trafford is what FIFA's saying. I have to play Donnarumma straight away. Well, and we're tied at the moment. This is why we're going for these games. Yeah, that's true. You know, he's not a small game goalkeeper. Apparently, Binder will be starting tomorrow. Yeah, I heard the same thing. What are you thinking, Talsif? I'll let you have the deciding vote as it's a draw at the moment. Donnarumma or Trafford? Your decision. Debut for Donnarumma. Maybe nerves get to him. I don't think they would for a goalkeeper like him, but I'm just throwing it out. Or James Trafford, still not super duper experienced. Maybe needs more time and whatnot to get truly into the way. What are you thinking, Talsif? It's on you. It's on you. How is Trafford better? Bit more experience with the City way, just to throw it out there, I suppose. Um, if I'm playing a bit of devil's advocate. On me for what? Decisions on you to decide whether Donnarumma starts or Trafford starts. I would start Donnarumma. Win or season's over. I'm not exaggerating. I can hardly blame you for feeling that way. But at the moment, you said Donnarumma. Let's go for it. Feel free. If someone changes their mind later on, we'll change it. But Donnarumma is our keeper. And I'm going to go for him. Sure, why not? I like Donnarumma as well. And plus, I would have started him too. Now then, the back four. Again, it's such a sticky one. John Stones, by the way, I'm not really going to include him because I know he's like semi-fit, but I'm not really sure. Now then, what I will say is United have got very quick attackers. Diallo, very quick. Cunha, pretty quick. Mbuemo, pretty quick. Sesko, decently quick. Kusanov, Diaz, Vardy, O'Reilly. I can't have Nunes in a derby. Yeah. If there's something we absolutely both agree on, it's that this has to happen. I think Vardio's got to be back in the side now. Whilst people get their thoughts in the comments, let's just change the numbers real quick because I realised I haven't changed them. There we go. I'm sick of Nunes costs us a goal every other game. Yeah, I don't trust Nunes in a game like this, especially not after last year at the Etihad. Can you see my win or season's over? 2 minutes, over 2 comments. Do you agree? Win or season's over. I'm not exaggerating. You lose this, you'll end up bottom by the eventual Arsenal loss. Yeah, that's crazy. We'll be at points after 5 Premier League matches. It is relegation form, and when you have a look at the rest of the Premier League, Neck, that's not Premier League, that's Premier League. There we go. Tottenham winning 2-0, by the way. I haven't even scrolled. Oh, well, apparently I have, okay. But I've scrolled twice just by 2 knocks and I can't see us on the table. That's how crazy this is. I can see Arsenal, I can see Tottenham, I can see Liverpool, I can see Chelsea, I can see Sunderland, I can see Man United. I can see newly promoted teams and I can't see Man City and I haven't scrolled yet. Now I can. But yeah, it's not a joke. Villa, how long are they going to stay down there? To be fair, West Ham are bad. Brentford, though, quick win from them. They'll be above us. Burnley, if they even get a draw, they'll be above us. Wolves, I think, stink, to be honest. So I'm not really going to say anything where they're concerned. But even if these guys only need to get a point, and Villa can stay where they are for all I care, we'll still end up 18th in the relegation zone. We should never, as a club, fall into the relegation zone. We should never fall that low. Doesn't matter our situation. We should have a way out. We can't lose to them, though. I just can't take a loss to them. But, yeah, I do agree that this season, you can forget title challenging, guys, if we have lost 5 games. If we've lost 4 games at the start of the season. You can truly forget it. Last season, we lost 9 matches. Season before that, we lost 3. 4 losses in the opening 5. We never start this badly, by the way. We typically start well, then fall away, then pick ourselves up. That's the kind of the City way. Even last season, we started well. We had a super bad drop off, which lasted way too long, and then we picked ourselves up a little bit at the end, in like the final month and a half. That's not how it should be, though. For City, it's typically do well the opening 4 months. Do well the first part of the year. January, you struggle. Okay, January and February is probably where you see our worst. March, though, you'll see us get back to our best. It's probably back in December, early February, you see our worst period. And then business end of the season, March, is when we really lock in and we start balling. Well, title challenging, I'm already focused on top 4 again. Don't end up in top 4 fight again. Oh, damn, if we don't win tomorrow, we'll obviously not beat Napoli then. Arsenal, it's 1 win in 6, 1 win in 13, 2.0. Man, it could very well be the case. I could see Burnley potentially getting a point off us. That's not out of the realm of possibility. But as far as our back line's concerned, I haven't really got any arguments against it. If I go back to where it was. Yeah, I've not really got an argument for it. So I absolutely want to see Kusanov here because despite me thinking that his future is long-term centre-back, I do want him there just because, I can't deal with Rico or Nunes there. Rico's not bad, but he'll get cooked by Cunha. Centre-back alongside him. We'll go Diaz. And hopefully, with having the quick player like Kusanov, similar to Kyle Walker, that'll help him out. And left back, we'll go Nico O'Reilly because, he's top. He was brilliant there last season. Why has he lost his picture? Oh well, it's not like we can see it anyway. Oh, my apologies, Diaz. We'll just lob in Rodri because I think we're all going to agree that he deserves to start anyway. So I'm lobbing in Rodri. I just can't have Nunes. I know he'll do something stupid. No. We always start well in August. Can't see the line. Oh, blinking heck. Thank you. Big ups for letting me know. What a silly fool. Yeah, we are always great. So you're going for a bit more of a 4-3-3 then, aren't you? Let's ditch this. You're going a bit more like this then, yeah? Don't worry, I'll swap this around a bit. But let's get Nico in. Nico G. There he is. Grinders. Swap you guys. Drop you down there. Send you guys a bit further up like that. So you're going a bit more like that, aren't you? This game means so much to us as fans. If they don't show up to the fight like last season, I just dare them to give up. If we play for a draw like we did at Old Trafford or whatnot, man, would just be a joke. But for me, I just prefer 4-3-3. I prefer keeping it a bit more tight in the midfield. I know you'd think that this is tighter, but I think this is a bit more compact. I think this is a bit more controlled, to be honest, because I think you'll see that our wingers, okay, assuming that it's going to end up. If Foden's fit, does he start? Is my question. Because let's get Haaland on here. He will play. Especially with no Marmoush potentially challenging him. My point is that if they can't get themselves up for a single derby against the worst Man United team, what will we get ourselves up for? Yeah, I mean, this is the one game you got to get up for. Savinho, Haaland, Foden, yeah, that's basically what I was thinking. Savinho and Foden, I'm more than willing to go for that. Yeah, I absolutely agree, though. If we can't be bothered to turn up for this, I'm not even saying turn up as in win or nothing. Well, I do want that, FYI. I do want to win, and I do think if we lose, it's not looking good. But I don't want us knocking it around, doing naffle, not even trying to. Basically, Brighton second half, and we just weren't trying to score. I don't want that. We should always be going for the goal. Always be going for it. Okay? You know, remember treble season? 6-3 against United. We didn't give them rest. Surely that'll fill the break a little bit in that second half. Do you remember when Anthony scored that pretty good goal, to be fair, curled it into the left hand side of the net? Do you remember what we did? We didn't let United get back into the game. We were like, oh, you scored. Bam. Here's 2 more goals. Here's a hat trick for our 2 guys. You know, we used to. I know we're probably not going to be 4-0 up against United at half time, but we used to make teams want to leave that pitch early. Okay? Brighton, a team that we were dominating in that first half, there was no point in that game that they were ever down and out. Never. Obviously not against Spurs too. I swear West Ham get destroyed by every big 6 team at home. Yeah, thinking about it. Although they do, although weirdly they do tend to take points off Arsenal. Yeah, looking at now 3-0 now with a red card for Soucek. About to worse. Yeah, we have to get up for this though. You know, 2 Man City fans in the front 3. You know, O'Reilly at the back line too. You know, we got Man City fans in this who are going to be up for it. And the crowd will hopefully be up for it. But I'm not going to blame this on the crowd, man. If we lose, you know, this is ultimately down to players. It's the players' responsibilities somewhat to make the crowd get up for something. In my eyes, you know, do something exciting, put in a risky challenge, and get the crowd up for it. That's what gets people up for it in football. You see it all the time. If we don't win, where do we go from here? You know, I don't even want to think. I'm not even thinking that far ahead. This to say, I'm not even thinking about how I'm going to feel at the end of that 90 minutes. We'll just have to wait and see. But for me, though, this is a pretty reasonable 11. I don't know if this will play. He could very well play Trafford. He could very well play Nunes or Rico, and just like kind of shift this 3 over here and just take O'Reilly out. I think the middle 3 is probably solid, but I don't think he leaves Bernardo out, so probably Bernardo over Nico G. Haaland obviously plays. I think he'll give Foden the nod, potentially. And Savinho, I'm praying, is given the game. Yeah. Most gutting loss last season was the derby. Time to revenge that. Yeah, I know. 2 goals conceded in 2 minutes was nuts. And yeah, absolutely. I don't want to go through that again. That was awful. Let's see if there's anything worthwhile from City Extra. Lewis, by the way, big ups to him. Contract extension. What if it's this kit, by the way? It's okay. Yeah. It's a 4th kit. Everton hoping to make the Grealish deal permanent. Big ups to him, by the way, getting player of the month in the Premier League. That's good on him. 2030. Rico's a lot of quotes. Big ups to save of the month, Trafford. It was brilliant, in fairness. Several matches potentially missed for Marmouche. Why do some Man City fans Brighton hit by the beating City curse? I see. Why do some Man City fans actually think James Trafford better than Donnarumma? Guy came from Championship. No disrespect to how he better than a goalkeeper that just won the treble last season. What it means to Alsif is that Brighton are probably losing, or probably lost. I believe they were, lost 2-1. Um, yeah, I mean, for me, it's no diss onto Trafford to say that Donnarumma of all goalkeepers is better than you. It's not a diss onto him. Donnarumma and Trafford are very different goalkeepers in terms of like their experiences and whatnot. Trafford's still quite like a new onto the scene and in terms of the football world. Donnarumma's 26. He's won a treble. He's been playing. Started at AC Milan in terms of where first team football comes from, and grew through there. Went to PSG. Um, Played 4 brilliant seasons there. Last season especially brilliant. Literally. People are saying he's the best goalkeeper in the world. The only reason that's died down a bit is because he plays for us now. And now he's joined us. He's only played for big teams, Donnarumma. He should not be dissed. Some Man City fans say the reason Trafford's better than Donnarumma is because he's better with his feet. Man, let's just see how Donnarumma does. Okay, because I saw in a game recently he had really high passing accuracy. Let's see how he does. People said Haaland wouldn't work in a Pep system. Let's see how he does. Is what everyone thought. Haaland was the best striker in the world. Donnarumma was the best striker in the world. Both of them, not really Pep kind of players. It won't work. Both of them smash it. Is what I'm hoping for. Just time to get behind the team tomorrow and hope they repay us. Yeah, look, whatever team starts tomorrow, it could be this one, it could be the exact opposite. I'm absolutely going to back them 100% because we need to. Not got much other options. I can reluctantly take a loss, but if we give everything, but if we can't, yeah, that's. Oh, look at that! Didn't mean to switch off that. That's always been my stance on losses. It sucks, but if I can see that we gave everything tomorrow, we gave everything. We left it all out on the pitch. The players are dead on their feet because they ran that hard. I'm seeing sweating buckets, red as tomatoes. They've given everything to try and get that win for us, but they just couldn't. Whether they lost or they drew, okay, they just couldn't. They played really well and it just couldn't happen for them. It would suck, but I could stomach it a little bit more. But like you said, we've been losing the last 12 months, and if we lose like last year's derby, it's just not going to be nice. It's going to be awful. I don't even want to think about what my reaction will be. But look, guys, I really do. I enjoyed this one. It was pretty short, 26 minutes. But look, tomorrow, big day in terms of Man City, of course. Even though the worst City teams got up and beat United and Prime United, they knew what it meant. I mean, yeah, all you have to do is look back in the day at old highlights. We did the double over 08 United. Which is regarded to be like arguably United's best ever side. So, and we were us now compared to that team. You could argue every single one of these players gets in over. I don't think you really need to argue it, to be honest. But guys, I really do hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'm really hoping we can have a good day tomorrow, a good evening, as that's probably when the game's going to be. I really do hope everyone's excited, though, overall for this game. And yeah, I'll absolutely see you all for tomorrow's derby. 4 o'clock start will be the stream. But one more thing, there will be a video releasing tonight. Man United vs Man City combined 11. That's what it's about. Thought I'd go a bit fun. Hoping to do maybe some more fun videos like that because I think those kind of fun videos would be cool. But let me know what you think. Big ups to you all, and I will see you all in the next one.